So much has happened in the world of entertainment in 2024. I mean, we watched power couples like Taylor and Travis soar. We followed the end of power couple Bennifer 2.0. We loved the rise of the press tour wardrobe game, and we felt all the feels in Celine Dion's shocking documentary. So here with a roundup of what we couldn't stop talking about this year is Etalk Sonia Mangat. Great to have you back in studio.
Hey, I'm going to talk to you like this because you took my favorite side.
That's your better side. We can do this whole thing.
It's so great to see you again.
Like we're riding on a train. There is so much to talk about from this year. Can we start with a huge story that came out this year? Obviously, Beyonce.
Yes.
Releasing Cowboy Carter.
Okay, so this is, of course, part of the trilogy, and this was her second album. After she released Renaissance, we got like that whole dance vibe. So nobody really saw Beyonce coming out with a country album. But honestly, I feel like no one is also mad about it because, yes, a lot of people had an issue with her coming out with a country album saying, well, you don't belong to the country era, but really, are we going to start dividing people up on who does what in terms of music? Like, music is supposed to bring the whole world together. So Cowboy Carter, I mean, if you want to shut down anybody who has anything against this, 11 Grammy nominations, Lindsay, already, which is making her already the most nominated artist ever in history.
Digest that for a moment. Let's talk about another top singer, obviously Celine Dion. A lot of people watching this documentary this year. Not an easy watch, but really important.
Okay, so this documentary, I think I can speak for a lot of people after watching it. You kind of were left with just the thought that, is she ever going to perform again? We know that her diagnosis came in December 2022. 2023, we kind of didn't really hear much. We saw her randomly showing up at hockey games in the locker rooms, and people are like, oh, I think she's doing all right. But then when this documentary came out end of June, I Am Celine Dion, it really started to give us a full idea of how much she was actually suffering. And if you recall, the documentary didn't end on a high note. It didn't show her saying, I'm coming back. It showed her just saying, I want to be back on stage so badly. This is where I belong. My fans is what I need to actually heal and go through this process. But then there were rumors that she was going to be performing at the Paris Olympic Games, and there she was.
And she was so incredible.
She was so incredible, but honestly, my heart like almost stopped for her because I was like, now that we know what she's been going through, how is she going to do? And she killed it.
Oh my gosh, that was one of the most iconic moments.
It was so iconic.
Can we talk about press tour style?
Yeah,
okay, so this is when actors are styling their looks to be in sync with the film they're promoting. We saw so much of this year. Of that this year. Let's start with Zendaya.
Well, I mean, we have to start with the OG who started all of this, right? Nobody was doing this before Zendaya. We saw her do it with Dune, and some of those looks were really out there. But then when we saw her do it for her film Challengers, I mean, again, this is the work of Zendaya and La Roche, her stylist of 13 years.
Wow.
Like, she could do no wrong in the fashion world, but look at those shoes even. She's got the tennis balls in the actual heels. This is the power of Zendaya, right? To create this whole look. And to be honest, a lot of other people started to actually follow through in it as well. She started the trend. And then we saw it happen with Blake Lively for It Ends With Us, where the whole floral theme that she came out. We won't talk about all the other stuff that happened with that film because we still don't know what happened with that film and the actual cast. But, and then Wicked, the cast of Wicked took it on. Like the green, I'm still wearing green on my nails right now.
I know, I noticed that.
But they just continued this whole theme. So I think we're gonna see a big sort of shift in how celebrities promote their films, where they're going to bring in the fashion aspect of it too.
Fun, right? Can we talk about coupling? Because there was a lot of love to talk about, but first I want to talk about the big breakups. And we're talking like some big power couples. Let's start with Bennifer 2.0.
Okay, Bennifer 2.0, that should have never happened.
Apparently not. But I was along for the ride. I thought we were going to last a little bit longer.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not.
You did not?
No. Right when this happened, I don't know. You never go back to the ex, Linz.
I guess
There's a reason you broke up on the first time.
That's true.
And listen, I don't care what you say, people don't change.
Yeah.
People can grow, they can evolve, but their DNA is what their DNA is. Like, people don't change. Like, why would you go back to somebody who you broke up with with like weeks before your wedding or days before your wedding. You have to also look at how they broke up. Do you know what I mean? It's
was
one thing
strange.
if you're really young and you just kind of go your separate ways, and then you're like, hey, now we both have grown. But the way their relationship ended the first time, when this whole 2.0 thing came, I was like, okay, I'm gonna take a little seat here and see how long this goes. Not even just under 2 years. They didn't even last. And the most embarrassing thing about this was she released the documentary, This Is Me Now. And then just like months later, people were like, wait a minute.
Me now.
This is not me now.
She should have released a follow-up.
I don't know what is me now.
She should just say, like, what is now?
What
What is
now?
now? But obviously, we've been watching Travis and Taylor. Can we talk about them?
I thought you were going to mention another couple. Listen, no, I like these guys too.
You do? But who's your fave?
Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco.
Yes.
Ending the year as a newly engaged couple. She's got a little
cute.
marquee diamond. If you recall her singing
Not
about...
little. That's not a little marquee
sorry, that's not little. You're right.
You can catch Etalk Year in Review 2024 tomorrow on Wednesday at 7 p.m. on CTV. Sonia, so good to see you.
Oh, it's so good to see you too. I want to come back more in 2025, by the way.
Love it. Thank you.
There.
If you liked that video, make sure to subscribe to the Your Morning YouTube feed, where you can find all kinds of new content posted every weekday morning.